pitted us against each other. It seemed like he pitted us against each other. This nigga brags about cussing Wolf's mother out. Wolf was alive, the way he loved his mother, we would be talking about Diddy today.
His name's Anthony Wolf Jones. And he died, I believe was killed, a month before Justin was born.
Wolf was jealous of Diddy and Meech's relationship.
Yes. Wolf got killed by that situation. Over a female, but really it was jealousy. And rest in peace to Wolf.
Diddy's bodyguard Anthony Wolf Jones was one of the names Keefe D gave to the feds when he began working with them to avoid a life sentence. However, Wolf was more than just Diddy's security. He handled everything for Diddy behind the scenes, whether it was legal or illegal, but according to Keefe, Wolf's loyalty came at a cost, and that cost resulted in his death. This is where it gets personal. According to several insiders, Wolf wasn't just Diddy's enforcer, he was also allegedly Justin Combs' biological father. The story we've been given is that Wolf died in a shootout in Atlanta in 2003 after a fight with a member of Lil Meech's crew over a woman, but the details are unclear. According to those who were present, Diddy planned the entire incident too, set Wolf up before this happened, and Wolf had already distanced himself from Diddy and wanted to launch his own company. However, Keefe claims that Wolf's death wasn't random. Rather, it was a setup. So, what was Wolf planning to do? Was he going to go public? Did Wolf know that Justin was his son?
When I look at Justin, and I look at Christian, and I look at Chance and Delilah and Jesse James, I'm like, he's the oddball. And I know they got different moms, so I get it. But I'm like, I don't know about that one.
You don't see Diddy in him
at all.
Therefore, you must first comprehend Wolf's true identity and how. His devotion to Diddy makes what transpired even more suspect before we can discuss how he died. Anthony was involved in one of the most notorious instances Club New York in 1999, where you all know Diddy and J. Lo were parting with Shine. That night when the fire broke out, Diddy was charged with bribery and possession of weapons, but Wolf made sure the cleanup was done before the police arrived. He allegedly got witnesses to disappear and helped keep Diddy out of jail while Shine took the fall. Wolf Jones wasn't just some hired muscle. He'd been moving with Diddy since the early 1990s.
Yo, everybody that's prayed for me all over the world and sent me prayers and messages, thank you for your prayers. You're giving me support. The people in New York, just when I'm walking in the streets, just telling me to keep my head up. And I'm just so grateful today. And my whole family. I'm just really right now, I'm just very emotional. I'm at really a loss. I'm just very emotional. I feel blessed and I'm just grateful.
What about Shine, Mr. Combs?
I'm just grateful.
Thank you.
What's crucial here is that Wolf had serious leverage. He knew where all the secrets were buried, maybe even literally. Wolf had been loyal to Diddy for years, but eventually realized that loyalty only flowed one way. Diddy had no intention of ever returning the favor. After Wolf was acquitted in the Club New York case, he was inspired to turn his life around and build his own legacy as an entrepreneur, but behind the scenes, Diddy was becoming increasingly paranoid. He didn't trust that Wolf would stay silent, especially about certain business connections involving BMF. On top of that, Diddy owed Wolf around $300,000, and every time Wolf asked for his money, Diddy kept stalling. What most people don't know is that before BMF ever supported Diddy, it was actually Wolf and two of his friends who first invested real money into him. This was right after Diddy got fired from Uptown Records and was scrambling to launch Bad Boy. At the time, Wolf and his crew were running a successful party promotion business, though many say it was actually a cover for illegal activities. Either way, they had serious cash and reportedly put up $300,000 to help Diddy get Bad Boy off the ground. Fast forward a few years after the Club New York shooting, Wolf asked Diddy for his money back to start his own venture, but instead of paying, Diddy kept dodging him with excuses, delays, and empty promises. Without that money, Volf's plans completely fell apart, and that was the final straw. After years of loyalty and silence, Volf finally realized Diddy never intended to pay him back financially or personally, and their relationship was never the same after that. In late 2002, less than a year before his death, Volf actually confronted Diddy in his office and demanded his money. Things escalated quickly, and according to Gene Deal, Diddy didn't just dismiss him, he straight up told Volf that he didn't need him anymore because BMF was now supporting him. That was the moment the power dynamic flipped, and Volf knew he had officially been pushed out.
I heard him say in the office, I had 300,000, man, when I first started messing with you, bro. I had 300,000. You understand? And I just want my money. I'm gonna stop. And then Puff said, yo, I'm gonna get your money. I'm gonna get your money. When I do this Universal, I think, a Universal deal or something like that, he said, I'm gonna get your money. And he said that when I get your money, I'm gonna stop with you. And Wolf said, you gonna always with me. And they start like wrestling. Wolf started roughing them over in the office. I was laughing. I was outside laughing. I said, man, close the door. They closed the door. And I said, yo, Wolf, you gotta talk to that for me, because Paul trying to cut my days. And you know, I got the contract for Friday, Saturdays, and Sunday. Wolf said to me, he said, yo, man, I ain't talking to nobody and for nobody until he get my money. That's his exact word.
On November 11th, 2003, outside of Club Chaos in Atlanta, less than a year after that office altercation, Volf was killed by someone directly associated with BMF. According to the official story, the altercation began over a woman being fired, and both men died. Meech was also present and was shot actually in the buttocks. Meech was later arrested and charged with 2 homicides related to the incident, but the timing, the players involved, and the history between Diddy, Volf, and BMF made it seem like more than a coincidence. However, this shootout didn't feel random, and in the end, Volf became just another name on the long list of people Diddy used and discarded. Several insiders have claimed that this story about Volf and Lamont fighting over a woman was nonsense, and that Diddy actually reached out to BMF to help him get rid of Volf because he had turned into a liability who was pushing back and trying to get what he felt he was owed. Others claim he was threatening to go public with something bigger. Gene Deal then said that Diddy disregarded Volf's own mother upon his death and continued to refuse to reimburse him for his obligation.
Let's reminisce when you told Wolf's mother right after he died that you didn't owe him no $300,000, and he had delusions of grandeur, and all he wanted to do was smoke weed. Let's even go deeper than that, bruh. Let's reminisce how you had people on the security team
And wreck
find
TV.
people to testify against Sean. You a rat. I ain't gonna even put you in the category as a rat, dog. You worse than with your father.
For years, there have been rumors that Volf was Justin Combs' biological father, although Diddy is officially Justin's father and Justin is Diddy's eldest son. Several industry insiders have suggested that Volf actually fathered Justin during a complex love triangle involving Diddy's ex-girlfriend Misa Hilton. This is where the story becomes even more twisted.
Do you think that Diddy is actually Justin's father?
I wasn't there. You know, but I make empty windows like, damn, how your son look like your best friend? If he like it, I'll like it.
However, things became much more complicated when Volf died in 2003. It's unclear exactly when Justin started living with Diddy, but sources claim that he wasn't involved while Volf was alive. In addition, Justin doesn't look like Diddy at all. In fact, he is the exact opposite of Diddy's other for biological children Christian, Chance, Delilah, and Jesse. Justin is the only one who doesn't share his looks, and when Justin was 10 years old, Diddy was still reportedly not involved in his life. According to a 2006 Today article, Misa even attempted to get child support from Diddy, but he appealed in court and refused to pay for Justin. Now, let's speak about Misa, who who hinted on Instagram that Diddy may not be Justin's biological father. Before the federal government caught him, this is what occurred in June 2023, after Justin was released from custody after being arrested for a misdemeanor DUI in Los Angeles. Misa attacked Diddy on her stories, claiming that she would only protect my son going forward. She then went straight to Diddy and said, "Everyone has to sit around for years and act like there isn't anything wrong with you." This is where the buck stops for me. I want to know your thoughts on all of this, though. Was Volf just another victim of Diddy's power and greed, or was he attempting to reveal a secret that threatened Diddy's empire? What about Justin? Do you think he suspects Diddy might not be his biological father? Misa is now supporting Diddy once more, which could only mean one thing: the checks are still coming in.